Timo, 10 goals in his last 10 games. What are you seeing as someone who's played with him about him getting into those open areas and quickly taking advantage of those opportunities?
Yeah, obviously now after, what a lot of people probably say, a little slower start for him. Obviously, found his game. He's worked really hard over the year, and obviously now get rewarded. And that's what great players do. Even if they struggle on paper or something like that, they always find a way back. And obviously he's been playing really well lately and helped us to score some big goals, and he's been using his strengths, and obviously it's good to see.
Travsi Green has always talked about how he's open with his communication with you all, but he also wants to make sure he's instilling confidence. What have you seen out of his communication with you and with the entire group?
Oh, it's been very good. It's been honest. It's been right. It's been helping to boost you and also helping to with your place that can be a lot better out there. So obviously the communication has been really good so far with Travis. I had some good talks with him about improving my game and also keep boosting my game.
When you look at last night, there was, a bunch of goals in that third period, something that happened in the first Pittsburgh game too. When you look at staying calm throughout the highs and lows of the game, how did that really show you all being patient for that third period to open things up?
Oh, we played the right way. We were talking about 60 minutes the whole time. Obviously get a good start of the game and then continue that for 60 minutes to be sharp. We know Pittsburgh is a team that has a lot of skill, and they have a chance of coming back in games, and obviously it was up to us to stay sharp throughout those 60 minutes, and that's what we did. We had some great goaltending that are helping us out, and I think overall we played a full lineup 60 minutes.
We've heard a lot about these practices, about how helpful they have been and how they translate to these games. What are you seeing out of today's practice, and what were some of those focuses?
Well, they're sharp. They're not the longest practice, but they're very sharp. They're pretty intense, and they make us ready for games. That's what it's all about, to have that sharpness in our game, the details, and the focus from everyone to every pass is being on the tape, and then have that fast-paced and quick mentality that we want when we play games.
Nico, Timo, 10 goals in his last 10 games. We're seeing him just getting to those right places and then capitalizing quickly on those opportunities. What are you seeing that's fueling his success?
He looks like Timo. I think he skates well, he plays hard, and he's in the right spot at the right time, and that's what he does. And you can see he's playing with confidence, and it's really great to see. And obviously, he's playing really well for us right now.
What about the things that aren't points? His checking, his physicality. What is he bringing away from the puck sometimes?
Yeah, he plays hard. That's it. He's such a big body. He's really good on a forecheck. He's really good on holding on pucks and those little things that matter too. And he's not afraid to block shots. He's not afraid to go where it hurts. And you need players in the team that play the way he does, and he does it for us. So that's been really good.
We hear from Green a lot that he wants to bring communication that's teaching you all something, but also keeping that confidence. What are you seeing from his communication with the group, with yourself? How is he helping this group?
Oh, he has a lot of experience. He's been on some really good teams as well in San Jose, and he had some great veterans there as well. And I think he's just trying to teach the younger guys as well, and helping them out as much as he can on and off the ice. And I think that's great. That's what we need in here too.
When you look at these practices, we constantly hear, they're very focused, they're fast, they're really structured, but it's getting us really ready for that game. What was today's practice like? What are you seeing as the biggest takeaways from this group?
Every drill had a purpose. We were working on little things, as we say, that little things matter in games. So we've been working on that, and we didn't want to make it too long, but we wanted, when we're out there, that the time we're out there, it counts. And that's why we want to be crisp and sharp out there.
What have you thought Timo's added to the power play since coming in? Obviously, he scored the 2 goals yesterday, but how does he change that unit?
Taking guys with him, making the goalie not see the pucks, scoring goals, getting loose pucks, all that kind of stuff that he's really good at. So, yeah.
Timo, I know we've talked about him a lot, but especially with his ability to find those places to score and then quickly capitalize, what are you seeing out of his offensive output in this last stretch of 10 games?
Yeah, just really seeing a player, I think, that the organization envisioned when they traded for him. The thing about power forwards is they need to get to certain places to score, and he's doing that. I said it last night. Confidence is a funny thing, and when you have it, you feel like you're on top of your game. When you don't, it's hard to find. He just seems to have a better aura about him right now, and you can really tell that he's feeling, he feels good about himself. And I think whenever players feel good about themselves, they're going to have a better chance of having confidence.
Outside of scoring, what are some of the other areas he's having an impact on away from the puck, or even just his guy?
His 200-foot game right now is as good as I've seen it, and that's what you want to see out of your top guys. Not only is he scoring, but he's also really paying attention to little details within our system, and it's helping him to get to scoring chances as well. Not only offensively, but defensively, he's done a really good job. And you got to be happy for a guy, because when things aren't going good for players, it's hard. And you put the money aside. These players all want to do great, and when they're not playing well, you know that it affects them.
To see the patience from your team last night when they were bringing that effort, and then the third period things opened up, how has that really evolved from this group?
Well, I think that's just. I talked in Arizona about the maturity of a group. Obviously, we have a really young, inexperienced D-core, and they're learning a lot on the fly. But just being ready to play a certain style of game at this time of year is important, and how every shift matters. Really, every inch of the ice matters, and you've got to do it every shift. And if you do that and you're consistent with it, you can hopefully get enough momentum that you start to get paid off. And I thought that was a really good example last night, where we just stuck with it and played a real fast game, and then broke open a couple goals.
I know you talked about Alexander Holtz some last night, but I thought like that 3-minute stretch in the third period where he made a defensive zone mistake, but then you put him right back out there, he scores the goal, was really big for him. So how does that kind of reflect your philosophy of younger players and learning through their mistakes?
It is. I think even you hope players evolve, you hope coaches evolve, and I probably years ago I might have pulled the trigger a little quicker on a player in that scenario, but I do think that Holtzy's been, for me, giving a real honest effort and a harder effort to doing things that maybe he's not great at or comfortable with, and it's not that it goes unnoticed. As a coach, there's different ways of teaching, different ways of coaching, and Holtzy and I had a conversation on the bench about that play that was very direct, but also giving a player a chance to go back out and play is important as well, and that's that might change in different nights, different scenarios, but I felt like last night Holtzy was going and putting him back out was the right thing to do, and you don't always get it right either.
Luke Hughes, like a lot of young players, might have gone through a little dip in his game for a while, but since the start of the last road trip, seems like he has his jump back. Last night, on ice for all 5 goals, did not be on the ice for any of the goals against. What have you seen from kind of how he's come back in the last week or so?
Yeah, the thing about Luke is he's an exceptional talent, but he's still very young, and it's a tough position to play in the league. He's also playing against, the top players on every team a lot of nights. And he's going to have some dips. He's going to have some ups and downs. And coaching him through it is important. Gilly does a great job with all our young D, guiding them, giving them advice, also being hard on him when he needs to, but also patting him on the back as well. And I think that's important, especially for young players, to make sure that they keep their confidence. And when you've got an exceptional talent, you have to, for my philosophy is you're going to have some ups and downs in their game, and as long as they're listening and taking in what the teaching moments, you put them back out. Now, if they weren't listening, or they're, if a player is not, you don't think engaged or blowing you off as a coach, then maybe you don't put him out. But he wants to get better. When he makes a mistake, he's humble about it, and that's important as far as deciding ice time and working with them.
And then finally for me, I'll save the goalie X and O's for Rogie, but having a goalie who's making the saves the way Jake is right now, does that relieve some pressure, do you feel like, for the guys in front of him to know that even some of their mistakes are going to get covered up back there?
Yeah, for sure it does. It's not like I don't think it doesn't change their play or their determination to make sure that there isn't mistakes made, but there's going to be mistakes. The game is made of mistakes. Every team makes them every night. The best players make mistakes, and the youngest players probably make a few more. And when you have a guy that can backstop you and cover some of your mistakes, that's important. And when you look at the best goalies in the league, they do that, and they cover up for a lot of mistakes that teams make. And because the game is so fast and so skilled, and there's a lot of pressure put on defensemen that there are going to be turnovers. There's going to be scoring chances. Every time there's a scoring chance, there's a coach saying that there's probably been a mistake somewhere on one bench or the other.
I just have one question. Dallas Eakin last year said that 80% of the game, the puck is within 3 feet of the wall. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it is. The game is on the walls a lot, and coaches talk about wall battles, loose puck battles, winning lanes, and really at the end of the night, those little battles a lot of nights determine a lot of hockey games, especially when you start getting down the stretch into playoffs. The determination of players are at their very highest, and those little tiny battles, being able to get inside another player is a lot of nights what will determine it.
Marino and Jack, just any updates on?
Jack, just maintenance, no update on Marino.